What is up, Rambler Nation? I'm Joe Flaherty, joined by Chris Lehman. And if you might not have noticed, this isn't Pearson and Wabash.
Where are we, Joe?
We're at Gentile Arena. We're courtside for Midnight Madness. This isn't Sparta, but this is Madness.
Madness.
And this is a celebration held every year to celebrate the formal introduction, or so we thought, to the practice season, but that kind of changed this year, didn't it?
Yeah, actually this year, most schools had their date moved up 2 weeks so that they would have a little bit more time to practice, but at Loyola, we're old school. We're sticking to the original date. We don't change from anything.
We're not the only ones.
We're not the only ones. No, number 1 ranked Kentucky is staying. They have their Midnight Madness tonight. Right. Number 4, Duke, as well as our new conference rivals, number 16, Wichita State. So
and they're the cream of the crop, and if they're doing it, we should probably do it.
We should probably do it too.
Yeah.
Tell me about what we got going on down here, though.
Oh, we got plenty of events as always. We got free food, we got free shirts, we got musical chairs, we got knockout, we got, man, what else? We got fans and drills. They're coming out here, joining the teams in drills. We got people shooting for tuition. They're going to be making money, and it's not Johnny Manziel. We got 3-point contests. We got a dunk contest. We got interviews with everyone. In those contests, with the winners, that is, coming up later. But just chew on this for a little bit.
Yeah.
This could be the start of the Milton Doyle era.
Milton Doyle.
And we're going to hear a lot about him later in the show. You're going to know exactly why by the end of this show. And Milton, this could be Milton's night.
I think it could be. And I'm as stoked as anybody for this night.
Right.
But let's take a step back really quick and look at everything else that's going on for Ramblers athletics right now.
Because life goes on.
Let's start with men's volleyball, actually. Their schedule was released, and as of right now, they finished top 9 in the total national rankings, and they went to their first ever Final Four.
Right.
And so I'm really excited about that. They're sticking in the MOE conference this year. They didn't switch to the Valley like all the other teams did because the MOE, in volleyball, there's less teams. That's where the good competition is right there. So they want to stay right there. We got 15 home games coming up this year, including our season opener against the 2-time defending champ UC Irvine, who actually, that's our season opener. So I'm really excited for that one right there.
And then
the next day, they play BYU, who was the national runner-up. So that's just a really good start to the season.
It's a gauntlet early.
And all throughout the season, they play teams like Ball State, Penn State, Ohio State, all the states. They're playing every single team out there that's from the state. All of them. So, and the biggest thing for me this year is we're actually hosting the Final Four this year.
Right.
And so that's just extra motivation for them to get out and make sure they make the tournament for the 2nd year in a row.
So there's no
Speaking of teams not to sleep on, how about women's volleyball here? You know, as a team right now, they're actually at a game right now at Missouri State, and so hoping to get a nice W there. They have another conference match tomorrow against Wichita State. Wichita is going to be a big theme here.
Right.
They're coming off 2 straight losses, unfortunately, but hopefully they can push themselves back up to 500. Now, you know a little bit about women's volleyball.
A little bit. I am actually, let's disclose the bias right away. I'm the beat reporter for the women's volleyball team for the Phoenix, so I got shouts out to Coach Musket and all the girls. Good luck at the game tonight. But they're 8-11 right now, and it's a growing process. They're a really young team. They're really athletic. And on the offensive end, they got freshman Morgan Reardon and sophomore Maureen Carls. They're killing it.
Reardon was actually named Freshman of the Week, I believe, back-to-back weeks.
Absolutely, I think. And they're literally killing it. They have over 250 kills combined. And if they could stay the course and just find some more consistency, that's their big thing. Yeah. They're really talented. They're incredibly rawly talented and athletic. They just need to put it together on a weekend-to-weekend basis and really get things rolling in the right direction. And that's all well and good. We love all the Loyola sports here. Yeah. But now, let's get to the real reason why we're here. We're here to talk about really tall people throw leather through hoops.
That's about the best way you can explain it.
Absolutely. So, there's been a lot of change this offseason, and probably the biggest one has been conference realignment. We're taking that step up to the Missouri Valley. And let's just talk a little bit about the improved competition. And we could start with Wichita State, who made the Final Four last season. And then also Creighton made the round of 32, where they lost to Duke, I believe.
Knocked off by Duke, yeah.
Right. We essentially replaced Creighton. So what do you think the competition is going to be like in this conference? Right?
I mean, it's obviously going to be so much better. You look at the Horizon League, and there's just no teams. I mean, there's obviously one team that makes the tournament, but you never really see them do too much in it. Moving to the Valley now, where you see teams, like you said, Wichita going to the Final Four. It's just going to be a much better atmosphere to breed a winning culture here. And so I think it's definitely going to be a good step in the right direction.
And the tradition is really strong in this conference. They're all about the basketball in this conference. There's no football. There's a Missouri Valley Football Conference, but that's completely separate.
Right.
You have Arch Madness, which is the conference tournament. They treat that exactly like the national championship. People get so hyped for that. And it's just a really strong tradition. Larry Legend is one of the alums.
Can't beat Larry Legend.
Can't beat Larry Legend.
I'm a Lakers fan, and you can't beat Larry Legend.
It's just, basketball is the Missouri Valley's thing.
Yeah.
So we're taking a step in the right direction by joining this conference. Absolutely.
And going along with just tradition, you know, this is That's how you build a winning culture in a program, and that's something that Loyola was in desperate need of. You know, we were a team that they weren't known for their athletics, but now people think of Loyola, it's on the rise, you know? Right. And I think the biggest move that we've made is the addition of our new women's basketball coach. Who's that? May have heard her name. I don't know those.
Not sure.
Cheryl, is it Swoops? Cheryl
I think
Swoops?
It's Swoopies?
Swoopies, with an E in there, yeah. Cheryl Swoops. She's basically the Michael Jordan of women's basketball. Let me just run through this little resume real quick, for I don't want to mess anything up. 3-time Olympic gold medalist with Team USA. 3 times. 4 straight WNBA championships from 97 to 2000.
Pretty sure MJ didn't even do that.
MJ won 3 in a row, never 4. Right. She won 4. 6-time All-Star, 3-time MVP. That's a resume right there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
So I'm really excited to see what she brings in.
She's gonna have a huge impact.
Yeah, I actually believe one of our very own is down with her right now, so we're going to send it out to Megan Carabelli. Megan, what you got?
Well, this isn't quite the court that you're thinking of. We had a little bit of technical difficulties over at the Ramblers Sports Soccer for Midnight Madness, but don't worry, we still brought you the one and only Coach Cheryl Swoops of the women's basketball team. Coach Swoops, this team is coming off, their first trip to the league championship. How are you going to top that this season?
I think for me, coming into this season, having known the things that the team accomplished last year, it's not so much about topping what they did last year, but hopefully building off of that. The momentum that they have coming off of the Horizon League championship game, hopefully we can bring that momentum into the beginning of this season and improve and get better. You can never be satisfied with just being good or just being okay. You always have to have a goal, always have to have things you want to strive for. We know we got a lot of work to do moving into the Missouri Valley, and hopefully we can use some of that momentum coming off the Horizon League championship going into our season this year.
And what are you focusing mostly on this season?
Everything. For us, our biggest thing that we want to focus on, and we stress every single day, is defense. We want to be not only the best defensive team in the Missouri Valley, we want to be the best defensive team in the nation. I believe in setting goals high and working hard to achieve those goals. And, we've been practicing for about 4 weeks now, and we have not had an offensive practice. All of our practices have been very defensive oriented, defensive minded. We don't right now have enough tools to outscore teams offensively, but I do think we have enough tools to stop teams defensively, and that's really been our focus. And the girls seem to really be buying into where we're trying to take this team and how we're trying to change the program.
And what do you think is going to be the biggest difficulty that you're going to run into?
Oh, man. I probably can't say there's just one. As a player, I don't think you really necessarily worry about all the things that go into preparing for an opponent. And as a player, I always felt like I could just go out on the court and get the job done. As a coach, it's very different. I can no longer get out on the floor and get the job done myself. As a staff, we have to do everything we can possibly do in practices and video and scouting to get the players ready and make sure they're ready and prepared for the game. And, I think one of my biggest challenges is going to be just the patience, and teaching the game and making sure that the players understand what it is we're trying to teach them, and just be patient and know that it's going to be a process. But that's the competitor in me. I want to come out from the very beginning and I want to win. I want to do well, and I think we all are on the same page. But so far I found that my biggest challenge is being patient and honestly just trying to pray every day and keep my players healthy.
Keeping them healthy. That's good.
Absolutely.
Well, good luck to you on that. We're going to send it back to you guys at the desk, back through time travel to Midnight Madness. Back to you guys.
So Taylor holds it down up top. You got Simone anchoring the defense down low. Simone, she dealt with some injuries last season, but I'm pretty sure that's the furthest thing from her mind right now. So we have Bridget Sheeran standing courtside to find out exactly what is on her mind. Bridget?
Well, technical difficulties always happen twice. So I am once again here with Simone Law of the women's basketball team, and we're going to ask a few questions. So first of all, what kind of expectations do you have for this team going into this year?
We have a lot of expectations. We want to show the Missouri Valley that we are a contender this year and that Loyola has something to prove. So we're excited.
Do you have expectations for yourself?
I always do. I always try to challenge myself, but I'm trying to be a better leader and captain for my team this year. So whatever happens, happens. I'm trying to push my team and myself to the best.
And what does Coach Swoops bring to this team that wasn't there before?
Just her background in general, like being in the WNBA, being the woman Michael Jordan is like amazing. It's crazy having her as a coach. So just having her here just motivates everyone to push themselves.
And you guys went to Italy this year, and you seem like you're a really close team. Did the trip to Italy help you guys bond together?
I think it did a lot, actually, because Italy is just an amazing experience in itself. So just going over there, getting to sightsee, just bonding together, it was really special, something that we'll never forget.
Great. Thank you very much. Back to you guys at the desk.
Ben, now we're going to switch our attention to the men's team. They finished 15 and 16 overall. They were a game under. The women's team was 2 overs. The men were under. They're about
even, yeah.
Right. They were 5-11 in conference. That was their big black eye. Their conference play,
Yeah.
and now that we're taking a step up, that might be an even bigger weakness that can be exploited in the Missouri Valley Conference. So we're going to have to watch the conference. The conference games are going to be key games, pretty much every single conference game.
Yeah.
And they were bounced in the first round of the Horizon League tournament last year by Youngstown State. And they're stepping up this year, and they're also losing Ben Avercamp and Jordan Hicks, which were the program.
Yeah.
They're still on
For
the banner
years.
outside
I see their faces every day as I walk to class.
advertising the last championship. They're still on that banner, and I mean, their legacy, sure, it's all good and well, but they're gone from the block now.
They are.
We need a big man to step up down low. Where do you think the consistency is going to come
You
from?
know, we need a big man to step up, and I think we have just the guy. Last year, at the time, sophomore Christian Thomas, now he's a junior. At the end of the season, he came up huge. You know, he started every game for us, and his rebounding numbers were incredible for his size. He's an undersized power forward,
Right.
but he plays as if he's 6'8" or something. You know, he averaged about 6.5 rebounds last year, but I expect to see that number go way up. He had 7 double-doubles last year. That's most in Loyola's history going back to 2004. So I expect to see him step up as our main player this year. He's named the preseason
yeah.
Valley all preseason
All
team.
NBC,
All
yeah.
NBC, there you go. I had a hard time with that one. Also,
Almost as hard as Dobrovolsky.
Dobrowolski. Also, current sophomore Devin Turk had a phenomenal freshman year.
Yeah,
he
he did.
led the Horizon League in three-point field goal percentage with 43%, and I would love to see that even go up. His range, he is in the gym range.
Yeah.
He walks in the little tunnel out there, and he's in range.
in his range.
It's amazing. And so I expect to see him at least come out a
He
little
had
bit
a
further.
3 in the first 10 games he ever played and the final 13 in the season.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah.
So expect more this
He's
season.
going to go down as a huge player. And also, we got to watch who's going to be Jeff Kiki White. Last year, he was kind of in a backup role behind Cully Payne, but this year I expect to see him be the feature. He gone. I expect to see him be the feature point guard in our system and maybe be a very good distributor for us. He's incredibly quick, and he's good on both sides of the ball, so I expect huge things out of him.
Right, getting those steals. And
Yeah.
those players aren't the only ones returning to the roster.
No.
We got Porter Moser coming back as the head coach for his 3rd year already. Man, dude, time flies.
Time flies. I'm looking forward to some more years of the
The
Moser
Porter squat.
The Porter
Yeah.
squat. Yeah.
So Porter Moser's a pretty intense guy, hitting that squat all the time. We got a pretty intense guy courtside with him, Nick Amatangelo. We're going to see exactly how intense and amped he is for this season.
All right, I'm Nick Amatangelo, joined courtside by Coach Porter Moser. Now, Coach Moser, where did you learn to dance like that?
I haven't learned. I was just having fun. You know, like I told the students, I'll do anything to get this arena going, excited, electrified, because it could be the best venue in Chicago on campus. And when this thing is full, it's so noisy, and so I just had fun with it. I'm not a good dancer, that's for sure.
All right, now we saw a marked improvement in year 2 over year 1. What do we need to do to keep that up, especially as we enter a much more high-profile conference?
Well, we got to improve in a lot of areas. Defensively is one of them. We got to be better. But the leadership, you know, we're a very young team. We're one of the youngest teams in the country, and we got a lot of guys. We could be starting. We got 11 freshmen and sophomores, so we got to mature quickly. You know, in game situations, learn how to, the situations of decision making and shot selection. But I think defensively is going to be the biggest key because this league is really good.
All right, how will Milton Doyle help us get to the next level?
You know, Milton every day has been improving, and we're expecting a lot out of him, but we got to kind of temper it. He's still never played a college game before. So I think it's something that we're excited about him. I think he's really doing well, but again, he's never played a college game before, so I'm trying to a little temper, but he's really, really gives us another dimension of athleticism.
All right, well, thank you so much, Coach. Best of luck in the season. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Nick.
Volume.
Yeah. It appears Coach Porter is going to have a lot of new toys to play with this year, in addition to the returning guys. You know, he's got 4 essentially freshmen, 2 are red shirts. We have guard Jordan Pickett from Indiana. He was actually ranked as one of Indiana's top guards coming out of high school, so I'd look for him to do some big things in the future. Jeremy King, he's a large man. He's listed at 6'10", but I've stood next to him. I think he's close to 6'11", pushing 7. He's a big boy.
It's KD.
And yeah, it's KD. And I expect to see him have some potential impact this year as a nice dominant force down low on defense. But There's one guy who's been stealing our attention, and we've been waiting to see him. Who is that?
Exactly. Just like I talked about earlier, this could be Milton Doyle, the beginning of his era here at Gentile Arena. When it's all said and done, he's being hyped up to be possibly the best Rambler to ever don a Loyola uniform.
Now let's keep in mind, we did have someone get drafted first overall in the NBA, so let's hope so.
And people like to state that he's probably the worst #1 overall draft pick. No disrespect to LaRue, he did work in college. Not so much in the NBA.
Not so much.
Let's see what Milton can do in college, though, because right now it's still all hype. He redshirted. He was recruited by Bill Self in Kansas. Now, if you're getting recruited by a top program
that's
like
big
that,
time.
You're doing some pretty good things.
Yeah.
He redshirted his first year because of eligibility, but he played his high school ball right around the corner, actually, at Marshall High School. He's a local kid. He's got skills across the board.
Yeah.
He's got bounce. He's got range. He's got defense. And we're just going to see a lot. We hope to see a lot out of him because he's going to get playing time early and often.
Absolutely, especially that bounce. I'm excited to see that bounce.
Right, we could probably see it tonight in the dunk contest.
Oh, absolutely.
And much been said about Milton, but let's actually get Milton's take on what he thinks about all the hype. We have Bridget Murphy standing courtside to get Milton's take.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Milton Doyle, who is the MVC preseason freshman of the year. Congratulations, Milton. And now I know there's been a lot of hype about your play this season because you transferred and you had to sit out last year. So what kinds of things have you been hearing from critics, like experts, coaches from other teams, like about your performance this year?
I haven't really heard anything that much, just to go out there and play my game and just keep a straight head.
Now, since you got that honor and now people are looking at you to perform, is that a lot of pressure, or how do you deal with that in your game?
I don't think it's a lot of pressure. I think it's just something that I expect of myself, just to play hard every game and go out there.
And now, how excited are you to be a Loyola Rambler?
I'm very excited. Since I sat out all last year, my first time to really play college basketball, so I'm ready.
Oh, we're really, really glad to have you. So thank you for talking to us, and back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Bridget. Now we all know Milton Doyle's calling card right now.
Oh, yeah.
Is getting buckets.
He gets buckets.
Let me tell you something, though. I get buckets.
Chris, you don't get buckets.
Joe, I get buckets.
No, let's roll the clip.
Let's roll the clip.
Yeah, no,
All right.
we'll see. Yeah, see,
That's the wrong video. That's not the right video.
You're
I got a bucket once.
No, I highly doubt that. That's the only video you gave us.
Hey, whatever you want to believe.
All right, let's talk about the games that matter. Women's, their main test is going to come right away. They are playing the women's runner-up in the NCAA tournament. Last year, it was Louisville.
Right.
We're going to play them right off the bat. We're going to see what this team is made of right away. And for the men, their tests are going to come early and often. They play 2 games against number 16, Wichita State, and pretty much every conference game is going to be a test.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for this season?
The competition's going to be hard, but I think we're up to it this year. Whether or not we end up being the team that ends up winning the conference, going to the tournament or whatever, I think we're going to make some noise. And whether it happens, this year or a couple years down the road, we definitely have the pieces needed to be good. So I'd expect to see both the guys and the girls be competitive in the conference, whether or not they actually end up, doing that well.
Right. I see them right about 500 again, maybe a little bit over, pushing in that conference tournament, and then down the road a little bit, 2-3 years is when we're going to see things being perennial.
Yeah. So that's what we think. Right. But there's one person that probably has a lot to talk about on this topic. Now, everyone's always been curious about what the Fox says.
Yeah. What does the Fox say? I don't know.
I don't know what he says, but I'm really curious to find out what the Wolf says. So we're going to go down courtside with Leia and Grace to see what Lou Wolf has to say about this topic.
What does the Wolf say?
Thanks, guys. We're here with Lou Wolf, the one and only. All right, not only is it Midnight Madness, but it's also a full moon tonight. So how are you feeling? Pretty good, pretty good. Nice. Okay, so this is Loyola's first season in the Missouri Valley Conference. How do you think we're going to come out this year? Right, number 1. Sounds good. So have you been working on any new tricks for this season that you'd like to show the fans? All right. Thank you for that. So make sure you come out to Loyola's first homecoming to come see the one and only Lou Wolf. Back to you guys upstairs.
Just gripping, in-depth, articulate.
Motivating.
He's always never at a loss for it.
Absolutely.
Lou just always, and the one point he kept driving home was the athleticism on this team.
That's what I was seeming to get from that too, yeah.
Right, and there's no better place to show off athleticism than a dunk contest. We all love to see that bounce.
Yeah.
Who you got tonight?
You know, I just have to go with the repeat champ here. Doyle won it last year. He jumped over Kiki White, and I just expect him to let loose this year and really go after it, you know? I just don't see anyone taking it from him.
Main competition, Nick Osborne, I think he's a little bit caught up with trying to take his shirt off.
Yeah,
He's
probably
trying
keep that on this time. Yeah, definitely.
Keep the shirt on, Nick. It might work out better for you. Stay tuned for all the highlights from this dunk contest and an interview with the winner with our own Julia Schwartz.
Thanks, guys. I am here with the new dunk contest champion, Nick Osborne. How does it feel to take the win from your teammate from last year, Milton Doyle, beat him out? Tell me a little bit about that.
Sweet revenge. I feel good. Last year I missed a few dunks. This year I finished all my dunks, so it feels pretty good right now.
I have to say, I think some of the girls were wondering, wear the shirt off. Why didn't that happen this year? Remember it from last year. Where was it this time?
I couldn't be generic. Had to mix it up a little bit, you know. I don't want to show off or anything.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right, well, why don't you tell us a little bit how you prepare for one of these contests? What do you go through today? What was going through your head?
Just a lot of stretching and mental preparation. Just be kind of get pumped up, you know, so you can jump high and just have fun.
Definitely. So walk me through. When you have the ball in your hands and you're going for the net, what are you thinking at that moment?
Just go up as strong as I can and throw it down as hard as I can. You know, just I try to picture the defense, just try to go up strong so nobody can take the ball in my hand.
All right, so you probably couldn't do this alone. Was there anyone out there who was helping you out get the win?
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Joe Chrisman. He's a great passer, as you guys can see. He's a great teammate and a great guy. So.
Definitely. Well, I think that confidence is going to bring them going strong through the season. We wish you a lot of luck and congratulations. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jillian. You know, those dunks are really nothing too special. I can do that.
Oh yeah, on a Nerf rim?
No, Fisher Price actually.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Fisher Price is good. It actually appears that they're doing the musical chairs right now, so I'm excited to see how that turns out. That'll be fun.
That always gets a little interesting.
We're having a blast right here, and that's all we got for now. But I hope you guys at home had as much fun as we did here. It was a great time, and we're looking forward to next year.
Yeah, let's do this again.
So do us a favor and check us out on our social media handles below. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you got,
all the kids
get on it.
Yeah,
yeah. Ask your kids what they're on and get on it.
And you know what, Chris? We had this exact same problem last year.
What's that, Joe?
I asked a lot of people, and we literally cannot turn on the lights.
We can't turn on the lights?
We can't turn on the lights.
Why
Something about the players needing to see while they're playing basketball.
Why do they need that?
I really think it's overrated. When you're playing ball out there in the alley like I did back in the day, lights go out, you still gotta play ball.
Back in the
Basketball
day.
goes on, man.
Yeah, it goes on
People
all the
are gonna
time.
dunk over you if you stop playing and the lights go out.
You just gotta keep going.
That's just a no-go.
Anyways.
That'll do it here from Joe. I'm Joe Flaherty, that is.
I'm Chris Lehman, and we're going to go ahead and apparently leave the lights on for you guys. So while we're at it, check out all these highlights that we've gathered from tonight.
How many boxes of pizza do you think we have?
We ordered 70 pizzas.